showcase the local talent. I mean, if it weren't for small venues, then...
It's good to see somebody up close and see what they're doing and be able to talk to them.
Getting in there, getting intimate with the bands doesn't happen at big venues.
People who are putting that much energy into what they're doing.
The vibe that you get at a small show that you will never get at a big show.
The energy in it, it's just more personable, you know? You go to a big show and like, I don't know, the band's like was way up there.
I think it creates community.
Small venue, up close, killer.
The whole thing is awesome. It's just it's kind of hard to put into words like why I love going to smaller venues, but just makes everything better. I don't know, makes it kind of feel like your own.
The heartbeat of a city, for crying out loud.
The like most DIY, like fuck you, we're just gonna do whatever we want to do kind of vibe.
You're in the midst of people that give a fuck about music.
The energy is great. Like when everything's clicking, it's just like time slows down and it's just happening and it just feels so good. And you're just covered in sweat and you're tired and you're amped at the same time and you're looking out on this crowd of like 200 or 250 people or 100 people or 12 people who are just like having the time of their lives and they're like, I made this.
I feel like you can either be a fan of music in general or you can be a fan of mainstream bands. You know, it's like kind of like it's like if you're gonna search out fucking radical shit in the music scene, it's gonna be at small venues.
It's kind of cool how like all these bands are just, I don't know, seem to be getting better and better, and everybody kind of seems to be pushing themselves a little harder. And I really like seeing shows and seeing what like all these bands kind of churn out.
There's nothing like seeing a band that you love and like having the energy be right in front of you. I mean, wouldn't you want to see your favorite band in like a small venue?
We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit if you're 8. You got $5? Give me $5. Come on in and we're gonna show you something that you haven't seen yet.
From a very young age, the first time I went to like some small venues and saw like some fucking punk bands and shit, it was kind of a whole different experience. Like it's just like, wow, snare drums are loud.
A buddy of mine from high school was like, you have to check out this band. They're a great punk band. And before that, I was into like AC/DC and like, you know, like what was on the radio, like, you know, whatever my parents listened to.
But you're right. Your parents shouldn't want you there. Like this is not you know, school of rock.
Everybody else is like, you're a teenager, like you can't drive, you can't do all this stuff, but just like finding ways to make it work.
And they were all like 20-something-year-old like dudes with mohawks and like tattoos and shit. And they let the kids in the basement of their house. And they were pretty like, just like, hey, if you're gonna drink beer, go to the park.
They were all ages, but they managed to like have beers in there. I don't know how legal it was or whatever, but that was pretty awesome.
Parents would drop off their kids and they're like, what the fuck am I doing leaving my children here? Like, what the hell is this place?
And so that was my first memory of a good show.
The thing in Portland is, like, for a while, we were tricked into believing that we owned the whole city. You know, like we really had a golden era.
I've seen Alberta change firsthand. I saw Mississippi Street change firsthand.
I don't think that like a venue is as important to maybe somebody that dropped, you know, 300 grand in a house off Alberta. I don't think a place like the No is super important to them. I think it's probably a sore thumb.
And then years ago, small things like the Alberta Art Walk started, which started as a true like arts and crafts fair for neighborhood people and has now evolved into this terrible tourist trap.
Alberta Arts District there's no more art here.
Yeah, just the environment. What's the weird shift that's happening with the non-weird shift that's happening in Portland? It's pretty sad. We've lost a lot of them lately. It's not a good sign.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, we had the No, you had Slabtown, you had Easton, you had Plan B, you had Ash Street.
Seen all these fucking awesome venues drop off, you know, like East End, Slabtown, and, you know.
Slabtown, Red Room, Habisha. What often gets left out is that new places are opening in their place. Revolution Hall, Mississippi Studios. And those places are catering to a very, very different demographic.
I don't know what the hell they do there. They grind pepper and muddle fucking parsley and drop it in your fucking drink and call it a martini or some bullshit, and then they charge you $12 for it.
Condos. Condos are running up all of the real estate market.
And it ultimately just creates this vapid landscape that has no real personality. It's contrived and it's purchased.
And condos will be put up. They're going to be uglier than hell. They're going to look like a pharmacy or some bullshit box. They're going to have wood paneling on them like a station wagon from the 70s or some bullshit, and like windows misplaced all over the hell, and they're going to make millions. Why are venues closing? Because everybody in Portland sees fucking dollars signs right now.
I would say that again, condos. You want my answer, one word, condos.
Everywhere in Portland rent is going up, and you know it doesn't exclude venues.
You know, there's some venues out there right now that are shitting themselves over what's going to happen with their landlords.
It's kind of crazy to think that these once really thriving and viable places where people could share their art, share their love of music, not only are gone, but are just empty, you know, or transitioning into some god-awful boutique, you know, or New Seasons or something. It's just...
Yeah, Portland is weird. It isn't anymore.
These guys, tonight, they're from Boston. And there is, I believe, $20-something made at the door. Slow night, right? I'm gonna pay them in weed. And they're super stoked about that.
It's our way to help bands that live in a city that's so overblown that may go unnoticed. I mean, we definitely didn't do it for like, for money or anything.
We were obviously not in it for the money.
The fact that my job is just like giving people a chance to share something that they're really passionate about, it's easy to sleep at night.
And I don't regret going out of business. I don't regret having other ideals besides money. People kept telling me how stupid I was.
What are the other options? You know, working a desk job, pushing a pen around, being a stockbroker, exploiting people.
This allows me to actually like kind of feel like I'm still part of the community or whatever, and can kind of nurture other people, or at least provide people a spot to do that, because as it turns out, this is a really nice place to play music, and it's fun and sounds good, so I want more people to be able to enjoy it.
Just for the love of music, man. It sounds really cliche, you know, but like I just want people to have a place to play. When I first started out playing in bands, when I guess 16, 17 years old, we couldn't get shows.
That's where everybody starts out.
It's the sandbox for creativity.
Yes.
It's kind of like throwing a fun party, and all of my friends in the community can kind of come, and just like we can all be together and watch these awesome bands and have a good time, and the bands have a good time. And it's like just as simple as that, just like having fun.
For me, at least, there's no feeling in the world like watching something like that come together and seeing how it affects all of those people.
hopefully people can use the inspiration from the things that they've been like saddened to see close to like sprout new ones. I mean, that's really all we can hope for at this point, because those ones, you know, Slabtown's not coming back.
And then the dust will clear, and we'll get right back to doing it. And we'll start opening them again, the way that we always do.
Hopefully just more shows where touring bands come through, where they can get paid, where there's just communal spaces that are fun and safe, and overall just a good place to play music.
We'll find some gutter someplace, some fucking dumpster, some spray painted building, some vacant warehouse where we can make this stuff work, and where you know, some brilliant young kid with a weird haircut can talk the landlord into like giving him a little break on the rent or something, and work some little scam or angle and start it all over again. It's what we've always done. You know, like we've always lived in the cracks.
Stuff can get just tucked in here and there. There'll be other weird spots that'll pop up, but we seem to be at a low point right now.
And it's beautiful. And I want to tell all of you, everybody here that's in this room, everybody that you know that's not in this room, thank you. Tell each other you love each other on a regular basis. Fucking, the world is a fucked place. Having a positive place like this in your life will change your life. And fucking, just love it, dude. Hold it and fucking embrace it and support the fuck out of it. Thank you so fucking much for letting us be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Very important too, you know.
He is. He is. Joe's good.
Very important.
And if you want to know, Joe goes and supports a lot of fucking local music, and he pays the cover. I would put this guy on the guest list every day if I could, but you know what? He refuses. You know, we all
support the arts, yo.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is.
Practice being a good audience member. Practice going outside of your comfort zone and not just supporting the same 3 bands that you've been supporting for the past 5 years.
So you go out and see like your buddy's band or something, get there early. See who the fuck's open out for them. And it's like, you might like the opening band more than your buddy's band, honestly.
Go see some shows, like buy some beer, buy some merch, and just at least take a day out. I mean, once a month even, just to go see a show. I think that would make the world a difference too. Kind of everybody involved.
And like, if you're not claustrophobic, it's a lot of fun, you know?